everyone, so this hugely talked about movie It Ends With Us is finally on Netflix, and I have finally seen this movie after all this time. Obviously, It Ends With Us, it was a huge box office hit when this movie came out. Of course, all this controversy around Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Watching this movie, I was just like, oh wow, let's get over with it. But after watching this movie, what do I think about it? First of all, this movie, like, what is it about, and how this movie was made, and how it turned out to be. Like, it's really miracle how this movie turns out, because honestly, overall, this movie, it is quite good. It is entertaining, and how it ends, and it does leaves on a strong message. So first act for this movie, I felt like personally it was too much like a romantic, all this sex scene and everything. I personally didn't like the first act for this movie, especially Blake Lively. All this thing came out about her weight gain and everything. Watching this movie, I was keep thinking, oh man, she does look fat in this movie. I'm sorry, but she did look really old in this movie, and her costume in this movie just awful. Her hair looked so messy. Like, what are we talking about? The Blake Lively, she's very beautiful actress, famous for her blonde hair, and she has most beautiful hair, like naturally beautiful hair. But in this movie, her hair looked so distracting and awful. I couldn't believe it. And all this romantic scene this movie had in the first act, I was like, Justin Baldoni, he really ramp up all the romantic scene, because end of it didn't need it, I felt like. So overall, I did like this movie, honestly, even though all this drama, all this controversy, but I did like, because the middle and the last act for this movie is really powerful. It gets audience invested in Lily Bloom, Atlas, and Riley, their character and their story. All the actor in this movie, they're really good. They're giving really good performance. So that means Justin Baldoni, end of it, he's a good director, I felt like. Although Blake Lively is the one, her performance was kind of like uneven. Then again, she was playing this complicated character, and there is some mystery around Lily Bloom, so it made sense why often Blake Lively, her performance was little bit uneven. Blake Lively, obviously, she can act, and this movie, Justin Baldoni, he was so good in this movie, and I was really scared of him or end of it. And this guy is so nice in real life. Of course, Brandon Schuyler, the guy who plays Atlas, he was so good in this movie. Brandon Schuyler, I think his name. He's always good in any movie he's in. He's even in another hit, Housemaid. So this guy, he knows how to act. All the performance in this movie is really good. As I said, the first act is really very forced and felt very uneven. But all the backsplash scene, the present scene, and all the the future scene, I feel like all the scene, end of the day, they really came together very nicely. This is overall, it's very, I will say, it is very well-intended movie. I see why people are getting behind Justin Baldoni, because this guy, he really tried to do something good here. And Blake Lively, she's really awful person. Same time, after watching this movie, Lily Bloom, watching her, I felt really mixed about her. Do I wish she should go away? No, I feel like she has a value as an actress. It's just her personality, She tried to take over this movie. Like, why you are trying to take over this movie from Justin Baldoni? This guy is okay. Maybe the first act was a little too much, a little too romantic and everything. Like, what? First act really weird. Like watching Blake Lively take off her clothes. She looks so fat. I'm sorry, and I know this movie was she just gave birth, and this movie was then. So honestly, I was really surprised how overall this movie has a good message about, domestic violence, and it hurts women, and women, sometimes they really try to ignore the sign in front of them. And how Lily, end of the day, in this movie, she stood up for herself is very admirable, honestly. That's why I see why Baldoni, he was getting really mad at Blake Lively, because she was pretending this isn't a serious movie. But this was a serious movie. What the heck was she thinking? Blake Lively, she was really high on hormone or something. Like, she is like, what? Although she was naked in this movie a lot of time, I was just like, why she agreed to all this scene? Maybe Justin Baldoni forced her, or she was just like, this is very different from Blake Lively in her other movies. Although I thought Blake Lively, she did really had amazing chemistry with Justin Baldoni. I did not feel her chemistry with Brandon Skyler, because Brandon Skyler, for some reason, he's really the sweet guy. Every time he's on a screen, he really steal all the scenes from every actor. He's a really good actor. From Yellowstone universe, of course, he's very known. He's big star. He's going to be. But anyway, I thought she didn't have a good chemistry with the Brandon Skyler. I was like not feeling their chemistry. Overall, honestly, this movie was good. I did like it. As I said, I did not like all the romantic blah blah scene. I was feeling weird, I guess. But overall, at the end, everything did came together very nice, that I had good time. And that was my thought on this. Like, not good time like Blake Lively saying. What I meant is, like, overall it has a good message and definitely worth checking. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this movie? If you enjoyed this review, watch other reviews on other movies. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.